Thursday Night Football, we have the New Orleans Saints going into Arizona to take on the Cardinals. The Cardinals are favored by 1 point, believe it or not. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins' return will fix the Cardinals' offensive woes. The Saints may not have a ton of talent, but they'll be a little healthier this week than they were against the Bengals. And I think they get the win in Arizona. I would take the Saints straight up. They're plus 100. I would take them straight up. The over-under in this game is 44.5. I don't know what I would take there, because that is a tough spread there. I would probably take the over. Fuck it, as we always say. Fuck it. Over 44.5. Saints win. Saints cover the 1.
Cardinals are favored by points. Over under 45.5. I don't think they're going to score enough points to even get to 40 points, honestly. I would definitely take the under, but I think the Saints are still going to win also. The Cardinals are just very inconsistent, even with the DeAndre Hopkins back. I mean, it's his first game back. There's going to be routes that he's not going to be running right and stuff. I think the Saints will win. They need a win bad, so give me the Saints.
I went with the Cardinals winning. That offense is going to be explosive with D-Hop coming back. He's been off for a very long time, so he's going to come out here just trying to ball out. With him and Anderson, I think they're going to use him as a big decoy as well. I think the Cardinals will be able to pull this one out from the Saints. I know the Saints have been playing a lot better, but I see the Cardinals being able to pull it off. Not just that, I'm going to say if I get on the over, I think they could each score more than 20 points.
Okay, I picked the fucking Saints. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I think my reasoning was the Cardinals are trash. Well, obviously, Casey straight up plus 100 for the Saints. It's a 1 point spread. This game could go either way, honestly. You have D-Hop coming back, and then you added Robbie Anderson. So, I mean, Kyler Murray's got more targets. Is Robbie Anderson going to play this week?
I don't think he will. I don't know.
I don't think he
Depends
has
on
the
how
plays.
fast he can learn the playbook.
Right.
And he can learn like
Maybe
4 or
they'll
5
throw him
plays and
in.
go in there.
Yeah, they'll probably throw him in for a couple of plays to, I don't know. We'll see. Either way, this game toss up, but I'm taking the Saints, and then the +1 spread. I don't think it'll be a 1 point game, so take them straight up. On the over under 44.5. Oh fuck, because their defenses are ass, but their offenses are also ass. I'll take the over. Fuck it.
It's a Thursday night game, so just remember that.
Yeah,
Never
remember,
mind,
it's
give me
going to
the
be
under.
a terrible
Give
game.
me the under. Yeah, give me the under. All of the Thursday night games have been boring as shit. I want the under.
Jaguars go into the Meadowlands to take on the Giants here. That, believe it or not, the Jaguars are favored by 3. The over-under is 42 in this game. I have a feeling that people are going to pour money into the Giants here as road dogs against the Jags, and it'll flip the spread later. If you can get the Giants plus 140 right now, which is what they are, I would take that. I would take the Giants plus 140. I don't think the Jags should be favored in this game. I don't think they'll be favored by the end of the week. I'm on the Giants. I like the Giants to win. I would pick the over 42.
Yeah, I have the Giants winning this game. The Giants have just been, they've had pretty much A-plus games, all except for maybe the Cowboy game. I mean, they still played really well. They definitely beat the Ravens, which is not an easy feat. I mean, yes, Lamar Jackson did give them 2 gifts at the end, but you still have to get the fumble. You still have to get the interception. Jacksonville look promising at the beginning of the season, and I think they're starting to come back down to earth a little bit. But I think the Giants will keep their winning traditions, take the Giants straight up, like Casey said, because that's quite a big spread. And then I will take the over. I think it'll be a pretty high scoring game, honestly.
I agree with both of you. I picked New York to take it. The Jaguars are coming back down to earth. They had a very good start, but they're learning real quick that that's not a consistency with them. Especially with the way New York's been playing, they should be able to knock them out. And like I just said, I think they'll be over. They'll be over that 42 mark.
This is one of my lone wolf picks this week because I'm picking Jacksonville. I think that they're not as bad as everyone. Okay, hold on. Let me start over here. I'm not sold on the Giants yet. Yes, they beat the Ravens last week, but like Steven said, it was gifted to them. I'm not sold. Saquon's playing well. Their defense is playing well. I just don't know that they can hold it together for this long going into Jacksonville. The Jaguars have played decent this year. I think that they'll play well this week and take out New York. I think New York is not going to go 6-1 to start the season. So I will take Jacksonville to win that. I will take them to cover the 3-point spread. I think I'm going to take the under on it. I think this is going to be a good matchup, and I think there won't be a lot of scoring. So give me the under. Jaguars -3.
The Lions coming into Arlington this week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are 7-point favorites in this game. The over-under is 48.5. Dak Prescott gets a pretty good return game here, if you ask me.
A nice preseason game for him.
I mean,
preseason.
Hey, don't call it a preseason game because the Lions could absolutely win this game.
Yeah, they could.
I don't think they're going to, though. just so we're clear, the bye week is not fixing the Lions defense. Let's get that right, because the Lions defense is terrible. Their offense can score, but their defense, I mean, we could score on the Lions defense if we walked out there. I want to see how well this Detroit O-line holds up against the Dallas pass rush. Otherwise, Dallas has everything else checked off over the Lions. So the Lions are not winning this game. I would probably lay the 7 on Dallas. I know the 7 is a lot of points in the NFL, but I'd probably lay the 7 because I think they're going to win by more than 7 at home with Dak coming back. I would take the over 48.5 because I think both offenses can score. We will see what happens there. So take Dallas -7, over 48.5 for me.
Dak coming back, that'll be nice to see how he joins the offense again, see if he can be accurate better than he was week 1. Zeke found his legs last week, which was a good sight to see. The defense did give up 26 points against the Eagles, but the Eagles are a really good team, so not surprised. But even then, only giving up 26 points to Philly is still a pretty good accomplishment, I'd say. The Lions defense is trash. They have the worst scoring defense in the league. So yeah, I think Dallas should pretty much take this game pretty easily. We'll just see how good Dak plays. But I have Dallas covering. I think they'll win by 10. I'll definitely take the over because I think the Cowboys can score probably 30 points by themselves.
Can't wait for Tony to come in and say that the Lions are going to win this.
Damn right, because they are. I picked the Lions for the week. But yeah, like you said, the Lions can be an explosive team on offense. The only thing they got to figure out is their defense. But with Dak coming back, we're gonna see how he adjusts. If the Lions could figure out some way to just stop on one of the runs, they'll be able to take it, sneak out from under them. Just because that offense is so explosive, can be so explosive. And I mostly picked them because fuck the Cowboys. That's about it.
You're a typical hater.
Besides that, I see them hitting that over mark. I know it's kind of useless because the Cowboys are favored to win, right?
By 7.
Yeah, by 7.
Were you not listening to me when I was talking?
I try not to. So, I mean, that really doesn't defeats the point of me picking that over. I guess it doesn't. I'm going over, picking the Lions.
I get it. You're a Steelers fan. I get it. Makes you stupid, though. The only way Dallas loses this game is if Dak comes back and completely shits the bed. And I really hope to God he doesn't, and I don't think he will. Dak has been... Shut up. Dak has been there every step of the way, coaching Cooper Rush through everything he's been doing, working with Kellen Moore. He's still the leader of that team. I think that's going to instill a lot of confidence in the offense. Definitely in Zeke. I think Dallas is going to find a really good groove this week. It's not a preseason game. The Lions could, like I say all the time, anybody can beat anybody in any given week in the NFL. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, though. I'm taking Dallas here, obviously. I'm taking the 7-point cover. 48.5, I think is kind of high. It just depends on how Dallas's defense can shut down, if they can shut down Detroit's offense, because Detroit does have a good offense. They have a good run offense. It just depends on if Dallas can contain them there. But I think Dallas will find a groove with Dak coming back. The offense will start to click again. Noah Brown's been playing really well. You got Michael Gallup back too. And then CD, I mean, you're a little 3-headed monster right there. I'm taking Dallas here. Cover the 7. I'll take the over, I guess. Because fuck it, why not?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers go into Carolina to take on the Panthers. The Buccaneers are favored by 10.5 in this game, guys. The over-under is 40 points here. I mean, I like Tampa here. I don't like anything that the Panthers have to offer. They just fired their coach. They just got rid of Robbie Anderson. This is going to be a repeat of last week's game where the Rams beat the Panthers. And Buccaneers probably won't blow them out because they can't score any points. I mean, I like the Buccaneers here. I don't think I will take the 10.5 because I think the Panthers can keep it closer than the experts think there. That line might even shift by the end of the week. I will take Buccaneers to win under. I take Panthers to cover, Buccaneers to win under the 40. I don't think there'll be 40 points scored in this game.
Yeah, I think the Panthers, by trading away the receiver, they're pretty much in rebuild mode and tanking mode. I don't see them. They might not win a game the rest of the year, but you never know. I think Tom Brady will rebound. He'll score some points. They'll get back in the groove like they should. The Panthers are just in teardown mode. So I don't think Tampa will win by 10.5, though. I think they'll win by a touchdown. So I'll definitely have the Panthers covering. And I'll definitely take the under because I don't think both these teams can't score right now. So I just don't think there'll be 40 points scored.
Same as you guys, I picked the Bucs just because the Panthers are going through so much right now with letting go of people and trying to, like we're saying, rebuild. I don't know if they could score. I think I'm gonna have to go with that under as well. Out of this, Tom Brady's gonna come back. They have the way better offense for the time being. They're both struggling on both ends, but I think the Bucks will be able to capitalize on that struggle by getting into the end zone.
So is there witchcraft being done on Tom Brady or not? We'll find out this week. We'll find out. Now, you guys are absolutely right about this. Carolina's on the down slope, and it's a big slope. Trading away Robbie Anderson does nothing for them. Tampa Bay should win this game. Storm in Carolina, take them out. Tom Brady should be able to find more of a groove this week because Carolina's defense is booty cheeks. I do think they will be out without Cameron Brate, their tight end, which, Tom is, that's always been his biggest connection with Gronk, and then Cameron Brate kind of filled in Gronk's shoes a little bit there. But I mean, either way, Carolina, I just have no faith in, and Tampa Bay is still, in the hunt to contend. They just have to figure their shit out. Leonard Fournette will probably have his way with Carolina's defense, honestly. So I'll take the Bucks here as well to cover that 10.5. And then the over under, I'm going to take the under just because there hasn't been a lot of scoring from Tampa Bay, and I don't think Carolina will score a lot on the Tampa Bay defense. So I think it's going to be pretty defensive matchup, like 17-10 ish, close, low scoring game like that.
Next game we have here, we have the Green Bay Packers going into Washington to take on the Commanders. The Packers are favored by 5.5. The over under is 41.5. I don't think the Packers should be favored by 5.5 over anybody anymore the rest of the season. That is way overvalued there. Given that, I would take Washington plus 5.5 there because I think it's going to be a much closer game. They can even win this game. I do think the Packers are going to win this game, though, but it's hard to trust Green Bay right now. They just got blasted by the Jets at home, and they don't look good. They have no receivers to catch the ball, and they just don't look good. Give me the Packers to win. Commanders cover. Commanders might even win this game. I will take the over 41.5.
I don't think the Commanders will do it. I mean, they don't even have their starting quarterback with them.
Taylor Heineke's the truth.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't really do anything last year either. It's a weird game. It really is. But I mean, I have the Packers winning 5.5 points. I don't think the Packers can score that much more than Commanders. I mean, the Commanders have a decent defense, at least. The Packers don't seem to have any defense right now, or offense in that matter. No, I'm still picking Packers. I think Casey is right. The Commanders are gonna cover. Definitely pick the under for this one. Jesus. Don't think any team can score more than 14 points this game. Well, we'll see.
So I'm going with the Packers as well. This year, Scary Terry is not so scary. He has been a big letdown, not just on fantasy, but I think overall for everyone that thought the Commanders were going to have a pretty decent season. With that being said, though, Heineke did like to throw a lot to him. That's what made him Scary Terry these past few seasons. So that might change this week. I think the Commanders will cover because Heineke was so comfortable with getting the ball to Gibson, who is now a third down back. He was just comfortable with the receivers that they had on hand. So we'll see if maybe Scary Terry makes a comeback for a week. Right now, out of the two, the Packers I think have the better, not so great offense, but it's better. So I'm giving it to the Packers with the Commanders covering.
I'm thinking about changing my pick here. I don't know, dude. It's just such a weird. It's just a good matchup. That's all it is. Because both teams are lacking in a lot of different places. Well, I don't want to say a good matchup even. It's an even matchup. Let's put it that way because neither of those teams are good. On paper, though, Green Bay is better. And I think Aaron Rodgers can facilitate the Green Bay offense to play better. And A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones should have their way with Washington's defense. Washington's defense right now is ranked number 29, so not good. The Packers are down to like 19 or something. Yeah, the Packers defense is ranked number 7, actually, apparently. Is that right? Either way, I'm taking the Packers here. It's what, 5.5 the spread?
Yeah.
I'll take the Packers to cover it, but I'm going to take the under because, again, I don't think there'll be a lot of scoring. These offenses are not too high of caliber. The defenses are not great. I can see another low scoring. Green Bay has kept most of their games pretty low scoring. Except last week, but yeah, I'll take the under.
The Atlanta Falcons go into Cincinnati, and the Bengals are 6-point favorites in this game. The over-under is 47.5. Let me tell you something about the Falcons. They have covered all 6 games they've played so far this year. All 6 games.
I don't know what to do anymore, man.
They've covered.
The NFL doesn't make any sense.
I know. It's crazy. You go with the streak. Falcons are going to cover, but they're not going to win this game. The Bengals are going to win this game. If the Falcons win this game, they might win the South because holy crap. I mean, this team has surpassed all of our expectations. 47.5. I don't know what I like there. I think I like the over. No, I'm going to take the under. under 47.5 on that. But Bengals win. Falcons cover 6, under 47.5.
I'm going Bengals. Yes, the Falcons are doing a lot better this year, but the Bengals are still a really good team. They went to the Super Bowl last year, and they have figured out whatever happened to them in the first 2 games of the season. They figured out their lives. That being said, the Falcons, like you said, are covering every single game, and I actually think it's going to be a much tighter game than 6 points. So I do have the Falcons covering, and I'm definitely picking the over for this game because I think both teams can score. So give me the over for that, but Atlanta's covers.
I'm gonna agree with both of you. The Bengals have figured something out on offense. The line is finally giving Joe Burrow a little bit of time to pass that ball off, and it seems like Mixon has come to life a bit. He's finally producing for me on fantasy. It'll be a good game. We're gonna finally find out if the Falcons are actually as good as they've been playing these past few games. But I'm still gonna give it to them. I'm gonna pick the Falcons to cover that spread.
I'm tempted to pick Atlanta. Nah, I'll take Cincy here.
Nah.
I like Atlanta this far, and they're playing really well. I think that I'll use this as their proving week for me. If they can pull this off against Cincy, I will believe in the Falcons. I don't think they will. I think Cincy's going to cover this 6-point spread. Definitely give me the over on this because both of their defenses are not too great. And I think Joe Burrow is going to have a lot more time to throw this week because Atlanta's pass rush is not great. And I think this is going to be a pretty high scoring game. Honestly, this might be the highest scoring game of the week. Yeah, I could see that for sure. Looking at all the other matchups, I'm going to take this as the highest scoring game of the week. But since he covers that 6-point spread and then the over on that.
The Browns are going into Baltimore. They are 6.5-point underdogs to the Ravens. The over-under is 45.5 in this game. Baltimore has lost 3 heartbreakers by 4 points or less. They're better than their 3-3 record, but I don't know if I can trust them. I don't expect Cleveland to have any answer for Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews. And Nick Chubb is doing really well. And that's about it. It's just Nick Chubb. Jacoby Brissett had like one good game, and they still lost that game because their kicker couldn't hit a field goal. But I like the Ravens here. I'm teetering on them covering because I don't know if I can trust them to cover anything more than 3 right now because they keep fucking up the end of games. I will say the Browns cover. Browns cover the 6.5. Ravens win. I'm going to take the under 45.5. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored by Cleveland. So under 45.5. Ravens win. Browns cover.
I have the Ravens winning. I don't think the Browns can win this game. They just haven't been playing well recently. And then they got blown out last week by the Patriots. And now they're playing an even better team in the Ravens. The Ravens are better offensively. So I think the Ravens will cover the 6.5. I think they'll win by at least a touchdown. Over under 45. I don't think Cleveland can score enough points. I'll take the under. But I have Baltimore covering. And I'll take the under on that.
The Ravens could be so good, but they just keep blowing it in the fourth. My God. But obviously, I'm going to go with the Ravens. Overall, have the better team compared to the Browns. Like you said, they only have Chubb, who is the leading rusher in the NFL right now. So outside of him, there's not much going on in that side of the offense or of the team in general. So the Ravens should have a pretty good win as long as they're able to hold off on the fourth and not throw picks and fumbles and fuck it up somehow. Like you said, the Browns got blown out by the Patriots, who the Ravens beat by 10 points. Should be an easy win for the Ravens as long as they could just play football.
I think the Browns will hold on to this game. I'm going to agree with Casey in his take because Baltimore has just been throwing games away. And I think the I put faith in the Browns every fucking week, and it's misleading every week. I'm not picking the Browns to win this game by any means because fucking God knows they can't win. Take the Ravens back in Baltimore. Good home game for the Ravens to build some confidence on. But I do still think Cleveland can hang with them. I could see, Nick Chubb running for a good amount of yards, seeing the end zone once or twice. I mean, if Jacoby Brissett can fucking find some of his receivers down the field and make some big plays, Baltimore just doesn't have an answer for big plays like that. It's just so, both of these teams are just so weird. It's just so annoying. You don't know what team is going to show up in what week for both of them. So it's a weird pick. Cleveland could win this game, but I can't pick them 4 weeks in a row. They've lost the past 3, and I just have no faith left in them. especially that they're traveling to Baltimore to take on this pretty high caliber offense. So give me Baltimore. I'll take Baltimore in a 6-point game. Cleveland covers, and I'm taking the over 45.5.
The Indianapolis Colts are heading into Tennessee to take on the Titans. What'd you say?
I said, oh boy.
Oh boy. I think this is going to be quite the battle between these two teams. Both of them have underperformed this year. The Titans still need some receivers, and they remain at the top of the division, and I don't know how they are at top of the division right now.
Well, I'll tell you how.
But this Sunday, we are taking the top of the division. Did you guys know Matt Ryan is on pace for 5,000 passing yards, believe it or not? Isn't that crazy?
How? How have you guys...
Despite taking too many sacks, committing too many turnovers, and often looking like well past his prime, his performance Sunday on against the Jaguars reminds us what he can do. Like he had a really good game. Really awesome, amazing game. I think with our defense, we are good enough to win this one on the road, even if Jonathan Taylor plays or not. Give me the Colts. I have the Colts winning. By the way, the spreads for this game, Titans are favored by 2.5. Obviously, I'm taking the Colts there. Over under is 43.5. I think we're starting to click, and I think we can score some points. I also think they can score some points with Derrick Henry and co over there. So I would take the over 43.5. I'll take the Colts straight up, plus 120 to win the game. It's an AFC South matchup. Give me the Colts on the road in Tennessee. We reclaim the South.
You reclaim the shithole that is the AFC South.
You know what? It gets us a playoff berth, so fuck you.
It's true. It is true. I'd rather be in a shit division than the best division in the league right now somehow. I don't understand how the NFC East is doing, but whatever. Talking about the Colts and the Titans. Let's go. Steven?
Yeah. If the Colts can contain Derrick Henry, the Colts will win. The problem was when they played last time, the Titans went up, I think, 24-7 at halftime, and that kind of made the Colts play catch up for the rest of the game. If the Colts can be balanced and score some points in the first half, they will win this game. So with that being said, I have the Colts winning. I have them winning straight up. 43.5 points. This could be a slugfest where they might not score that many points, but it could also be the opposite where they score a lot. Screw it. I'll just pick the over.
I'm going with the Colts as well. My goodness, Casey, I swear, if they lose again.
That's the same. Casey's
never again, Casey. If they lose, this will be the last week I pick them. Yeah, going with the Colts. I'm gonna go with the over as well. Like you said, Steven, if they could contain Derrick Henry, I think they'll be in a good spot. And as long as they don't fall behind and have to play catch up, they'll be in a good spot. So, giving it to the Colts for the week.
I hate going last in these.
Because everyone thinks the same one.
You start convincing me of the other team, man. I want to have faith in the Colts. I do. I was telling Janeth the other day, if I wasn't a Cowboys fan, I think I'd be a Colts fan. I don't know why. I like the Colts, but
I do too. They're great.
You guys are a fucking mess. I don't get it. You guys are just. You're another one of those teams that you don't know what team's showing up what week. You have last week, Matt Ryan throws for like 360 fucking yards and no interceptions. And then you have the week before that where he threw for like less than 100 yards and like 6 picks. It wasn't 6, but you know what I mean.
Offensive line had a big thing to do with both of those games. So
you know. Like that is the key to the Indianapolis Colts is your offensive line, because everything else is perfectly fine. You got the receivers, your running backs, you sure as fuck have. Depending on if Jonathan Taylor's back, but Nyheim Hines, if he's back for sure, you guys will be just fine in the running department. And then you have who's the other fuck behind Nyheim Hines?
Jackson.
Say that again.
Jackson or Philip Lindsay?
Philip Lindsay, that's what I'm thinking of. You have him there too. And then Jackson, I guess. I don't know who the fuck that is. But your running offense is fine. That's what I'm getting at. It all depends on the offensive line for both of these teams, honestly. I don't think I can pick the Colts again in Tennessee. You guys can't win games that you should on the road. It's just weird. Like the Jacksonville game was a shit show. And yeah, I'm going to stick with my gut here. And I'm going to take the Titans alone. Do I want them to cover 2.5? Yeah, 2.5 is a low spread. I'll have them cover that and give me the under. I don't think there'll be a lot of scoring in this game. 43.5. I think 43.5 is a really good number, honestly, because this could be like a 21-20 game ish around there. But I'll take the under on it. I think it's going to be a smash mouth game and a good division rivalry, to say the least.
The New York Jets. Shut the fuck up. The New York Jets. The New York Jets go into Denver this week. The Broncos are favored by 1.5. The over-under is 39.5. Holy shit. I can't believe the Broncos are favored in this game, which is crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
Denver's like a fucking funhouse mirror, man. Like, like you stand in front of it, and you don't know what the fuck you're looking at. That's the Denver Broncos this year. I don't know. I want to think that they might have enough firepower to win this game over the Jets, but the Jets looked really good in Lambeau last week. I got to go with Zach Wilson. I don't know. I have the Jets in this game. I can't pick Denver. Denver looks like a fucking train wreck right now. Their defense is solid. They can stop anybody. But their offense can't move the fucking ball. I don't even think they scored a touch. I think they scored one touchdown last game.
Did.
And it was to a rookie on his second catch ever. Dulich, I think his name is, came from UCLA. He is a tight end. He'll be really good there. But my God, they need some help on offense. They can't do shit. And they haven't done shit all year. Give me the Jets on the money line. They're plus 105. It might switch to the end of the week where the Jets are favored.
I think they will be by the end of the week, honestly.
39.5 points, though. I'm going to take the under. I don't like either team really scoring here. Both defenses are pretty good. So give me the Jets. Give me the Jets to win on the money line. Under 39.5. And obviously the Jets cover the 1.5.
I don't understand how Denver's favored right now with how bad offensively they are. So the Jets played the Packers last week, who are terrible right now offensively. And now they go to the Broncos, who are just as bad or even worse offensively. The Jets did that to the Packers in Lambeau last week. They can definitely do this to Denver. So I have the Jets winning. I'll take them straight up right now. Over under 39.5. That's a really low scoring game, but it can possibly be a low scoring game. So I'll pick the under as well. Give me the Jets with the under.
Not much to say about this game. Very underwhelming Broncos team is coming in. So I'm gonna pick the Jets, obviously. They've been playing some good football. We might see if Giselle finally runs off with Zach Wilson. That'll be the biggest highlight of the game, obviously. Russell Wilson hasn't been producing enough to make me want to pick the Broncos. That offense is just a mess right now. So I'll go with the under. I'll pick the Jets.
I'm on board with you guys with the Jets. Yeah, I'm taking the Jets here because Denver just I don't understand why they're so bad. I don't get it. It makes no sense. It's not like in Green Bay where you have nothing to work with for Aaron Rodgers and the running game. Like the Broncos should be a good team. I don't get it. Like the beginning of the season, they were like saying that Denver might win the division. And that's a tough division. I just, it's a fucking disaster and a half in Denver. Give me the Jets. I don't know why Denver's favored, honestly, because again, they're just a disaster and a half, but I'm taking the Jets here. I'm going to take the over on it because I think the Jets are going to put up a good amount of points on Denver. That only takes a 24 to 14 game. Is that math?
That's 38
That's
points.
under. Okay, so 24 to fucking, or 30 to, just fucking over, okay? Over. Give me the fucking over. God bless
Anytime you
it.
try to do that, you always are.
I always get it like by one number.
Houston Texans going into Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. The Raiders are favored by 7 in this game. I don't know why the fuck they're favored by 7 in this game, but they are. The over-under is 46.5. Raider fans, if you don't win this game, it's over for you. Like, there's no way you're making any kind of playoff run at 1-5 in your division. There's no way. Both these teams are coming off a bye. 7 points is a lot to trust with this Raiders team. You can't be 1-5 and be favored by 7. That's ridiculous. The Raiders are 1-1 against the spread at home, and Houston is 2-0-1 against the spread on the road.
Fucking die.
I would take the points here with Houston. I mean, plus 7, that's a steal right now. I think they'll be closer than 7. They could even win this. They can even win this game. 45.5 points. Seems like a lot of points for these two teams to put up for me. I like Texans to cover. I'm picking the Raiders to win. But if you lose, like I said, just pack it up. Replace your team with Alabama.
Screw it, do Tennessee instead.
Oh, Tennessee now. Tennessee beat Alabama. So
fuck Alabama.
Fuck
Oh, sorry.
Alabama.
Fucking hate Alabama.
But yeah, no, the Raiders should win this game. I don't think you're going to win by 7. I think it'll be closer than that. Who knows? They might win by 7. They might blow them out. But for my Colts' sake, please beat the fucking Texans. Jesus Christ.
1-5 team against a 1-4-1 team. Sorry, a 1-3-1 team. No, wait. How the Raiders are 1-5?
No, they'll be 1-5 if they lose.
Oh, they're 1-5.
They're 1-4 right now.
So the 1-3-1 versus 1-4. It's probably the worst game probably yet so far.
Worst game on paper for sure.
On paper, yes.
It's
Yeah,
a
I don't
matchup.
see Las Vegas losing this game at all. I mean, the Texans, they did beat the Jaguars the last game they played. But like we said earlier, Jaguars are kind of coming back down to earth. So not surprising. So give me the Raiders winning 7 points by touchdown. I think they can win by touchdown at least. But 45.5, screw it. I'll go over. I'll pick the over for this game. Give me LA. Oh, sorry, LA. Las Vegas covering the 7.
This is the matchup of dumpster fires. I mean, straight out, if I was a hobo, I'd be nice and warm with these two dumpster fires. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go with the Raiders.
Ravers.
The Raiders.
They're slightly burning less hot than the Colts than that too, I guess, than the Texans. I'm sorry. That whole division just merges into one. Casey, I'm sorry.
Take my team's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm surprised they didn't make this a Thursday night game.
It's true.
But no, I'm giving it to the Raiders. Obviously, it's going to be under because I don't think either one's going to produce enough to get over 45.5. Ugh, what a matchup. That's all I'm going to say about that.
This is a dumpster fire on both ends, but it's a dumpster fire face-off, you know? They're pretty evenly matched teams, in my opinion. I actually have a score for this game. I think Houston's going to cover this spread, but I think I almost said LA too for some reason. I think Vegas is going to win. Houston covers the spread. I'm taking 24-20 for Vegas. So that puts you on the under barely. I think this is going to be really close on the betting, the spread and the over under.
Kansas City Chiefs go into San Francisco to take on the 49ers. Super Bowl rematch of a couple years ago, guys. Remember when the 49ers had it and then they didn't? This to me is a fascinating game. The 49ers just got beat by the Falcons, which they should not have lost. They look like the strongest 3-2 team in the league before they got beat. The Chiefs lost to my Colts, and they just lost to the Bills. This is a game about which team you like to bounce back better. I think the Chiefs have the better team overall. 49ers have the better defense, for sure. The Chiefs have the better offense. And I think the Chiefs' offense can overpower this 49ers defense, especially since this 49ers defense just gave up 28 points to the Falcons last week. So I like the Chiefs. The over-under is 3. The over-under is 48.5. The Chiefs are favored by 3. I like the Chiefs to win this game. I think they cover this 3. And I'll like the over 48.5 because I think the 49ers can score on the Chiefs defense. The Colts did, so the 49ers can do it too. But give me the Chiefs, -3, over 48.5.
I don't know why the 49ers kind of shit the bed last week. They shouldn't have at all. The Chiefs, I mean, they were playing the Bills. That was supposed to be a really good matchup. I mean, it ended up being still a really good game. But I think the Chiefs bounced back. Yes, the 49ers have a good defense, but the Chiefs are just a better overall team. The 49ers offense just can be so sporadic with Jimmy G right now. Yeah, I have the Chiefs winning this game. 3 points for Kansas City. This might be a really close game as well. I think I'll have Kansas City still covering 48.5 points. That's like 28-20. I'll pick the under for this game. Why not?
For the sake of time, I'm going to make it nice and short. I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm going to go over. I think the Chiefs have the more dynamic offense that can take down that San Fran defense. So they'll be able to put up some massive points. On the other end, I don't know if Jimmy G will be able to reciprocate with that amount of points or that offense in general. So I'm going to give that one to the Chiefs.
I originally had the Chiefs taking this. I'm going to pick the Niners. I'm going to switch my pick. Reason being, one, I just said Nick Bosa is supposed to be back. If not, I mean, we'll see either way. The Niners defense shit the bed last week, and I think it was just a big fluke on their part. And it's all about matchups. Like I always say, this is always a good matchup, these two teams. I think it's going to be a very defensive shootout. I think there's going to be a lot of turnovers in this game. One way or another, and I'm gonna pick the Niners to win. That covers the 3 obviously for the spread, and I'm gonna take the under as well.
The Seattle Seahawks are rolling into LA to take on the Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 6.5 in this game, and I think that's a big spread. The over-under is 51. You guys remember in The Dark Knight when the Joker was like, I'm a man of simple taste? This is a game of simple teams because we expected the Chargers to be better, but they're not as good as we thought they were going to be. And we expected the Seahawks to be way worse. And they're not as bad as we thought they would be. I think this would be a close game, though. So I like the Seahawks to cover the 6.5. But I don't think the Seattle can keep up their defensive effort that they had last week. I think that the Chargers will beat them in the end. I think this is a good game. Seattle will obviously have home field in LA, as we said that LA teams never have home field. So Chargers win. Seattle covers. 51 points. I would take the under in that 51.5 or 51 points. I like the under there.
Yeah, I have the Chargers winning this game. They squeaked past the Broncos last week, but like we said, the Broncos actually have a pretty decent defense, so they were able to keep LA in check. They should have a little bit more offensive firepower this week, or fireworks, I should say, this week. 6.5 points. I think the Seahawks are better than that. I'll take the Seahawks covering. I think it'll be a low scoring game too. So I'm gonna pick the under for this game too. But the Chargers will win this game.
I agree. Like you said, they barely squeaked by the Broncos, but that's because they have a pretty good defense. Coming up against the Seahawks defense, they'll do a little better in terms of offense. So I'm giving the win to the Chargers. 51 points is insane.
It's a lot.
That's gonna be under for me, but I do like the Seahawks to be able to cover.
Well, all of you agreed that the over-under is pretty high, but I'm going to take it, actually. I'm going to take the over. I like both of these teams' offenses. Obviously, last week, Denver kind of shut down LA. That was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Denver's defense is the only thing that they have going. So, and I can see it happening. Justin Herbert just couldn't get anything going yesterday. So I'm going to take the over on this. The Chargers win by a touchdown, 35-27 over.
Boom. Y'all ready for Sunday night? Because I know Tony is, Mr. Steeler fan over there. The Steelers are going into Miami to take on the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are favored by 7 in this game. The over-under is 45. That spread is a lot. That spread has a lot to do with Tua coming back, but Tua's not going to make that much of a difference to the spread. This game really depends on the status of Tua. I mean, he's supposed to come back. Do you think Kenny Pickett plays this game, Tony?
We will get to that, sir.
All right, we will get to that. I'm comfortable giving Miami a close victory. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Steelers were in a trap spot last week with the Bucs. I think it was a trap game for the Bucs, and the Steelers just took advantage of it. I don't think it happens again on the road against a full-strength Dolphins team. I think the Dolphins win. Steelers cover the 7 because that's a lot of points. And I will take the under 45.
Tua coming back is going to be good for the Dolphins. They'll get their offense back in the groove. The Steelers, yes, they did beat the Bucs, but the Bucs have been struggling pretty much this whole season. I just don't see the Steelers pulling it off again. I mean, we don't even know who their quarterback's going to be. Maybe Tony does, but we don't. I think it'll be a little closer game than we all think. I have the Steelers covering 45 points. Hell, I might just pick the over for this game.
So, like I said at the beginning of the season, if Tua could stay healthy, he could possibly take the Dolphins to the playoffs and get pretty far. I called them being able to take away a win at least from the Bills because on paper they looked amazing, which they were able to accomplish. But outside of that, Tua has not been healthy, so they've been playing like trash. So they've had their fair share. Now him coming back from a concussion, from a terrible concussion, doesn't mean that he's going to be at full participation, which can play to advantage for the Steelers. Who knows if he's going to be limited? Who knows what's going to happen, especially because it was so easy for every defense to get to him so easily. With the Steelers having an explosive defensive line that will get that sack eventually, he might get hurt again. We might get to him. Unfortunately, he might die again, to put it into simple words.
Quote unquote die.
Smith,
Jesus.
Die in quotations. Highsmith has been doing a hell of a job getting to the quarterback, or at least getting pressure. And Cam Hayward has been playing his heart out. He is the only living survivor of that defense that's still alive. And he's making a difference. Obviously, I'm not going to pick the Dolphins because it's the Steelers. Come on. So I'm going to give it to the Steelers. But a lot of that reason behind it is because a lot of our team might be coming back this week. We were supposed to have TJ Watt back last week, but he decided to get knee surgery for a pre-existing preseason injury. So he'll be out till after a bye week, which is fine. Because outside of that, we're getting back Cam Sutton. We're getting back Levi Wallace. We might be getting back Witherspoon. So we have 3 safeties coming back. 3 cornerbacks, coming back. Freiermuth is coming back from concussion. Pickett is on track to be coming back. He cleared his initial protocol, so he might be coming back to start. Outside of that, half of the team is coming back off of the injury reserve list. When I'm telling you we are banged up, we are banged up. So we might finally be getting some key players that might be able to help us. Obviously, I'm still overshooting right now just because I'm a Steelers fan. It is going to be a really tough game, but I believe in them. I obviously picked the Steelers to win just because I'm believing in them, even if it might be a nearly impossible feat with how healthy the Dolphins are compared to them. But it'll be a way better game than these Thursday night games. I'll tell you that. But yeah,
Yeah, this should be a good Sunday night game.
Yeah, not just that. We're finally gonna possibly see the return of our week 1 team coming back. We're getting at least half the team back this week.
Your real starting Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, well, we're getting there.
Most of them.
At least we'll have at least 6 to 7 players back this week.
Yeah.
At least.
That is a really good thing for the Steelers. Here's my thing. There's going to be a lack of chemistry because they have not been playing together. Miami has stayed fairly healthy, aside from their quarterback position. They've been plagued with injury there. They were at their third string quarterback last week. I'm hoping that Tua comes back finally. They should have just sat him out after the first fucking concussion, but, they're idiots and they had to fire their team doctor to sweep it under the rug. And yeah, that was a mess in itself. But I'm going to take the Dolphins in this game to cover that 7-point spread. And I'm going to take the over here because the defenses aren't super good and the offense, well, shit. The defenses aren't terrible, but I think it'll be a back and forth game. I'm going to take that. I think Tua is going to fit right back into the offense and they're going to put up a lot of points. And I think the Steelers can actually keep up with them a little bit, but 7 points, 7-point spread for the Dolphins to cover, and then the over 45 for me.
Last game,
Do we bother with this one?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Another fucking primetime Monday night shit show, baby. Let's go.
The New England Patriots and the Chicago Bears. Why is this the Monday night game? Watch this be the most incredible game we've ever watched in our lives.
No.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be. The Bears roll into Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. The Patriots are favored by 8. The over-under is 40. These Patriots started 1-3. They are now 3-3. They're about to go 4-3 because the Bears are not beating the Patriots in Foxborough. After they play the Bears, they have 2 contests against the Jets, and in between that, they play the Colts. This 3-3 Patriots team could be 7-3 in 4 weeks.
That's
so.
crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. The Patriots are going to win this one big. This is my blowout of the week. When you guys said there's no blowouts, this is the blowout. The only question is whether the Bears offense will have a fucking pulse. Because they can't do anything at all, ever. But I like the Patriots. The Patriots defense is really good. They're going to stop the Bears offense. They might even have 2 pick sixes on Justin Fields because that offensive line is terrible. He might die this game too. So, quote unquote. Sorry, quote unquote, guys.
Yeah.
He's not really going to die,
One of
guys.
these quarterbacks is going to die from a head injury, and you guys are going to...
Yeah, I'm going to be
It's going to be on
blamed
your
for it.
fucking hands.
I'm going to be blamed for it. Anyway, Patriots win big. I like them to cover the 8. I like the under 40, though, because I don't think the Bears are going to score a lot. But Patriots win, cover the 8, under 40 points.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep this short and sweet. Yeah, the Bears have no offense. The Patriots are trending way up. Give me the Patriots. I think they'll cover. I'll pick the under because I don't think the Bears will score anything. Give me the under, but the Patriots will cover.
You're giving them a bagel?
I'm not giving them a goose egg, but I'll give them 6 points. Give them 2 field goals.
I've never heard somebody use the term bagel for 0 points. You are old.
Easy one for the Patriots. The Bears are trash. I'm going to say fuck it and go over. That's it.
Over?
Oh.
Who's going
Over the
over?
40 points?
Patriots scoring 46 or what?
Yeah, by themselves.
No. It's going to go like this. Watch. Patriots blow out the Bears. Patriots score 31 points. The Bears score 12. That's it. That's all. That explains all of it. That's the score.
You're going to give them 3
31-12.
field goals? Their field goal
4.
kickers can't even make field goals.
That's 4 field goals, you idiot.
Do you remember Cody Parkey?
Do you remember how to do math?
31-12.
31-12.
31-12.
Patriots.
That's Daniel's pick there.